Hello everybody, Mitzi Cruz here, host of Lincoln Live. Thanks so much for joining us on our very first Tuesday edition of Lincoln Live. So as mentioned, we are changing the schedule permanently to Tuesday at noon. Had a scheduling conflict on Thursday, so I'm really excited that you guys could all join us today. And I am here with three very special gentlemen, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves and tell us more about them and why we're here. So let's start with you, Richard.
Hi, Richard Martinez, United States Marine Corps, 2nd Recon Battalion.
Don Witt with United States Marine Corps Reserve, 4th Marine Division, 23rd Battalion.
I'm Hal Kinney, the 1st Battalion, 11th Marines. I am the eldest statesman in this group. And I'm also with Semper Fi Association.
So these special gentlemen have been working really hard on a project to memorialize Lincoln's veterans, Placer County veterans, just people who've lived in the Placer County area, either currently reside in Placer County or have resided in Placer County, who served our country. So I'm going to let them tell you guys a little bit more about that. So Rich, can you tell us about that project?
Well, I'm president of the Semper Fi Association, which is Marine veterans, and we have other veterans organizations, the VFW, the American Legion, Women's Alliance, the Air Force, and the Coast Guard, and Merchant Marine also. And we decided about a year and a half ago that it would be nice to build a memorial to the veterans from Placer County in Lincoln, and so we embarked on that effort, and later on we'll show you some pictures of what we've come up with, designed by one of our members named Larry Yagi. He did a really nice job on it, and we are in the process now of finalizing construction details and also raising the funds to put it together.
So I understand that it's a costly project, right? You guys are looking for funds not only to get the project going, but also to have a reserve to go ahead and continue to maintain the memorial as well, right? Can you tell us about that?
Well, I'll let Don tell you about that.
Yeah, actually the process of contributing to the monument is for the veterans is really a nice one. You can actually buy a plaque for $150, which will go onto the monument. And that again is for anybody that lives in Placer County and also had served in the military. You could have lived in Placer County earlier as well. And since those are going onto the monument, you're really not going to receive those at your home. You can order a replica of the plaque that will be going onto the monument. So that would be for $60. So that's one of the vehicles that we're using to actually fund the construction of the monument. So we really encourage everybody in the military or that has been in the military in Placer County to go to the website and check it out and put your order in now.
Why don't you tell them what the website is?
It's actually very easy. It's Lincoln Veterans Memorial and
.org.
.org. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you that need a minute to write it down, that was Lincoln Veterans Memorial
Coalition.
Coalition.org.
No coalition.
No coalition. Okay. So how costly is this project?
We originally targeted $250,000.
Wow.
Now, due to some good investigation by our construction group, which is Rick McWhorter and Larry Yagi, they've been able to pare the expenses down to where it's going to be about $150,000. But we're sticking to our target of $250,000 because we want to be able to fund it for perpetuity.
Sure.
That is, the city won't have to take and put any of the city's budget into taking care of the property. We will provide for the security of the project, the closed camera option, and maintenance, and so on and so forth. So it'll be totally funded and self-sufficient.
So why was Lincoln chosen as the location for this project when it serves all of Placer County veterans?
Well, it started out as a coalition of Lincoln veteran organizations, the VFW, American Legion, Semper Fi, and then we expanded it to Placer County because, first of all, there's only about 1,000 veterans in Lincoln, but in Placer County there's 30,000, and we wanted this to be something more symbolic than just Lincoln. We wanted to encompass the entire county. So we went out to the county and did it that way.
So how much room do you have? I mean, how many veterans can be honored with this plaque?
There is a limited number at this point. It's even though there will be expansion capabilities, right now we're planning on 1,080 plaques that will be able to be placed on the monument.
Great. And so are you already starting pre-sales and things like that? You taking orders at this time?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
The website, we were just working on it this morning, and it will be done by Monday at the latest for ordering purposes. The website is there, so you can see a little bit more about the monument itself right now, but the ordering capabilities will be ready by Monday.
So other than the plaques that you're selling, how else are you raising funds for this project?
Well, we've done fundraisers. We just recently had one where we had bingo night at McBean Park. And also we are approaching major corporations in the vicinity to provide us with funding. We're going to be getting funding from, I'm trying to think of who.
McBean.
Gladding McBean.
Oh, yes.
They're an instrumental fundraiser for us, and they're going to be constructing part of the project, which will be a memorial to the organizations to provide a lot of the funding. And we're going to all the major organizations in Placer County.
So on Monday, I'm going to be sending out a press release announcing that we're actually going to start the momentum and the promotional program for the donations and for people to really go to the website to start purchasing their plaques. And with that launch, we're going to be addressing this with the service organizations as well as the military organizations throughout Placer County.
So do you have, I mean, I know it's a lot to ask you offhand, but do you know what the sponsorship levels are offhand? Or?
We just really started on the sponsorship levels, so
Sure.
we're in the process of doing that. We received $2,500 from Gladding McBean.
Oh, good.
We received $2,000 from the city of Lincoln.
Nice.
We received another $1,500 from, I can't think of things now.
It's okay.
Old age. But we're just starting that process in terms of major fundraisers.
We're also getting donations from individuals as well.
Oh, good.
I'm aware of a single individual, because I was involved in it, that donated $500, but the individual lives here in this community, in Lincoln Hills.
If they go to the website, we actually have a form for donors depending on which level they would actually like to donate at. For the donations where they would have their name listed on the monument, it starts at $1,000 and it goes up to $25,000.
Wow.
So it depends again on what level.
Oh, and I can interject something else. On these plaques, if there is a widow of a former service member from Placer County, a gold star will be put on that, so that the individuals that see it will know that it is the deceased member of that family.
Gotcha.
Also, we're promoting it as a nice gift for lady veterans for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
And for Father's Day, and as a gift for a birthday.
Yes.
You know, Dad, we're going to put your name on the plaque, what have you.
Yeah.
Cousins, brothers-in-law, whoever.
Yeah, the sky's the limit. I know we were talking offline, and even our beautiful camera gal, Andra there, she's got some family members that were in the military and served our country, and were former Placer County residents as well, and I know that we talked a little bit about that, and she's really excited, and I've got some other family members as well, so the wheels are turning, and so for everybody watching at home or at your office or wherever you're watching, same thing, you should be really thinking about who in your life can you honor in this way, and I know, like for my dad, for example, he would be super excited to be involved with this project, so really excited. And so for everybody who's watching, the show's very interactive. We want to keep it We want to keep it open for questions, comments. Anybody have any questions, comments at this time?
Paul and Lisa Hatton say hi, and they're asking if there's going to be another bingo night.
Yes, there is. In fact, we're in the planning stages now for that. I just have to nail down a date with the McBean Park facility.
And what other fundraisers do you guys have coming up?
Aside from the bingo night, that's the only one in process right now. There will be others, I'm sure, that will add onto them as we go along. But
Sure.
that's the only one that's got a firm plan at this point.
One of the things that we do plan on doing is you can't really see the table behind the cameraman. We will be stationed outside various local retail operations such as Safeway and other retail stores to basically enable people to reach out during their normal life.
Sure.
Shopping, whatever.
Yeah, another two things to consider is that number one, people have asked, where do you get placed on the plaques?
Sure.
It'll first come, first serve.
Oh.
Is basically the way that works.
Yeah.
But also, if you have, let's say, 3 members of your family who all served, and you want them all to be together, you can sign them all up together, and they'll be together.
Oh,
That's not a
great.
problem. Okay.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. One of the things I know, it's kind of unfortunate, just the way that we set up, you're not able to see the table that's so eloquently put up. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this. This is
Representation.
a representation of what the memorial will look like, and we'll go ahead and pan around in a little bit and just show you guys this table here. It's got all the information, the plaques. It looks like there's a 4x4 and a 6x4 option. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so tell us about that.
Okay, so the 6x4, the first one is the actual plaque that goes onto the monument. The second one has the logo of the organization and the location of the plaque with the same information that is on the memorial plaque. And that one would be a replica for the people to take home. The second one could be used as coasters for drinks and things as well at home.
Well, I love that. I love the fact that there's also a semblance that stays at home and that you're able to display. And so, Andra, you know what? I think if we unplug the microphones, you could probably show everybody this table here so they can take a look and see what has been laid out. Or, there you go.
This is going to be easier.
Okay. So as you guys can see, there's some order forms, there's sponsorship opportunities. Just love this. You know, everything is all laid out. So there's a lot of different documentation that you can look at and really figure out what's going to be the best option for you. And so if you want to find out more, definitely go to the website. You can check that out. But in any case, like I said, I mean, you've got sponsorship forms here. That's all laid out for you. And then, of course, you've got the application for the plaque itself. And then also, what I want to talk about these coins. So if you want to go ahead and hook us back up, and then I'd like to hear more about the coins and also talk about the raffle that we're going to be doing. So while Don goes and grabs that, Rich, do you want to tell us about the coins?
The coins were initiated almost right at the beginning of the program. And we had a gentleman who was an expert in that field who designed them for us and had them manufactured. We're selling them for, what is it, $50 or $25?
$25.
$25 a piece. And there's the front and the back of them there in large size. This is the actual coin here. And it turns out that these are collector's items, especially among military people.
Right.
They go to different organizations, different camps, and they collect a coin for the outfit that they're with. And over the years of 20-year career, you've got quite a nice little collection of them.
Sure.
So we're selling them for $25 each, and you can see it's a high-quality item.
Yeah. Yeah, these are beautiful. I love that. So, you know, one of the things that the coin mentions is the date of dedication. So why don't you talk to us about that, when the monument is actually going to be dedicated?
Monument will be dedicated on November the 11th, 2019, which will be the 101st anniversary of the armistice of the end of World War I.
Oh.
And we are inviting, well, I don't know if I should mention the name yet. Should I?
Well, he didn't respond.
Yeah,
yet.
he hasn't
So-
responded yet, but we're inviting someone who's high in the government to come and dedicate the process for us. And we'll see how that works out. We look forward to that. And there will be members of the military. We'll have honor guards there, and imagine quite a few people from throughout Placer County. A lot of military people, and we're looking with a lot of excitement, a lot of anticipation. It's really, as you can see from the drawing or the photograph up there, it's a large-scale monument. It's like something you would see in Washington D.C., and it's going to be something that will last for 200, 250 years. You know,
it's beautiful.
We are working with local politicians, and in fact, Kevin Kiley, the assemblyman, has been working very closely with us, as well as Tom McClintock.
Okay.
Have been strong supporters of the program for the monument.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's going to be a grand affair, as it were. And
Let's hope it doesn't rain.
Yeah.
A little rain never hurt anybody. It's okay.
And it's a monument that will stand up against any other monument in the country. I mean, it'll be a class, well, as you can see, it'll be a dignified looking monument that every veteran can be proud of. And anybody who is a veteran who's lived in Placer County would be proud to have his or her name on that. So, we strongly urge you to contact those veterans and tell them, hey, there's this opportunity for you to have your name enshrined on this monument. So.
Yeah, I love that. I just think that's incredible. It's a great job you guys are doing. It's a wonderful project, and I'm really inspired that you guys took an idea and you put it together, you planned it, and you guys are executing, and that's awesome. I love that.
I'm also proud of the fact that we took special pains to make sure that we paid attention to the women who served in the service.
Absolutely.
Nurses in World War I. Well, going back to the Revolutionary War. Women have played an important part in the armed forces of the defense of this country, and we want to make sure that they are recognized. And if you'll see on the granite plaque in the middle of the thing, there's a modern paramedic type person who is a woman, but she's got a rifle in her hand, because now they fight also. They don't just help people who are wounded, but now they actually engage in the combat, and we want to recognize that. And something we can all be proud of. All inclusive.
That's right. That's right. So Hal, why don't you tell us where the monument is going to be located at McBean Park?
It's going to be located in the park, very near the fence to the baseball, if you know where that is. People that don't live in Lincoln will not know, but that's exactly where it's going to be. It's got a beautiful location, really.
Yeah.
The city was very good in allowing us to select that, because that is where they selected the monument to go. So we had unanimity.
Yeah.
We didn't have to worry about jockeying around to find a place for it.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. So everybody was on the same page to begin with.
Yeah, and another thing that's interesting is that when we first started, and we needed, money to just get things printed and stuff like that, each of the veterans organizations chipped in $500 to get us started. So we've got our own money invested in this as well.
Yeah, that's called seed money.
Yes.
And so we're very proud of it. Every veteran should be proud of it. And as Hal mentioned earlier, that if there's someone who died in combat, who died during the war, they get a little gold star on their plaque, and a nice way to remember the relative. And it may sound corny, but 100 years from now, 150 years from now, some kid can go and say, see that? That's my great-grandfather.
That's right. That's not corny
And
at
be
all.
proud of it.
That's wonderful. Yeah. So you guys actually, this is a collaboration from different groups. So tell us about, you've got a whole board of directors, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's behind this, that's meeting. You guys meet, what, once a month, once every other?
Twice a month.
Twice a month. Wow. So you're meeting twice a month to get everything executed and move the project forward. So tell us about your board.
Well, our board consists of members from each of the different veterans organizations, the Semper Fi, which is Marine veterans, and then, the Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, Merchant Marine, And we have the Women's Veterans Alliance.
Yes.
We have, is it 2 or 3 women on our board? There's Robin.
Robin and Melissa
Melissa
Washington.
Washington.
Melissa Washington. She's a former guest, so you guys may have you may remember her from, gosh, it was probably about 6-7 months ago.
Probably a little longer than
Maybe
that.
longer. Yeah. So
There's 7 board members, and 2 of them are women. So
yeah, that's great.
So the other organizations are the VFW out of Lincoln, the Lincoln Hills Veterans,
Sun City, Lincoln Hills.
Yes.
and then the American Legion.
American Legion.
Right.
American Legion.
Wonderful.
And the Coast Guard has representatives.
Coast Guard.
Oh, wonderful. I love that.
So
Yeah,
very inclusive.
that's right.
That's right.
In
That's-
fact, we even have a plan in the works for on the granite part of the monument to have a horse and a dog represented, because they were very instrumental in terms of transportation and dealing with the wounded during the early wars.
Right.
You know, World War I, World War II, Revolutionary War, things like that. So
Yeah, that's great. I love that. So I want to open it back up. Questions, comments?
None right now. But Paul and Lisa did say that they were just talking about the American Legion the other day, as their son was recently nominated at LHS for Boys State.
Oh,
good for him.
congratulations. Yeah, they're
Great.
just such a great family. That's awesome.
Yep, and we
Doesn't
got
surprise
people
me.
coming in and out, watching and sharing, and
That's wonderful. So
lots of people hitting that love button.
that's right. That's right.
One of the reasons that we're putting this together, and I guess the first effort of the coalition was that they put small monuments in each of the cemeteries in Lincoln. So there's 4 different cemeteries that they placed these monuments with a logo for each of the branches.
Sure.
And there was no centrally located area in
Yeah.
the city where people could go on the major holidays like 4th of July, Labor Day, and Memorial Day.
Right.
And so it was really an effort to provide that location. The Veterans Hall was actually constricted in space and parking, and so this is going to make it a lot more convenient. People will actually be able to picnic there and just enjoy.
Well,
Also, the veterans groups, as an organization, go to each of these cemeteries. There's 4 different cemeteries, as he alluded to, and every Veterans Day they go to each one of those 4 cemeteries and they hold ceremony.
Right.
They have an honor guard. They play taps. We march in them. And if you're interested in Veterans Affairs, that's something you might want to think about attending.
Also Memorial Day.
Memorial Day.
Yes. So no, I think it's great. Like I said, what you are all doing, and just creating that symmetry. And I can't wait to see this project play out. And like I said, looking for opportunities to honor folks in my own family. I mean, it's great. It's great what you guys are doing.
Yeah, we think so.
Yeah.
We hope so.
So I want you guys to be able to see this cool coin up close and personal, because this is our raffle prize this week. So if you share our video and comment shared in the thread below, you will be entered into the raffle. I don't know how close I'm getting. Andre, you want to help me out?
Yeah, you can get a little closer.
Okay. So you can see here the
Higher.
front. Oh, higher. There we go.
Yeah.
So you can see the front of the coin. This really beautiful etching. It's very detailed. Great coin. Very sturdy and nice and heavy. And then the back of the coin as well, just beautiful coloring. Just a really great way to memorialize this project and just really hold a piece of history in your hands. So I'm really hoping you guys are all sharing the video and that you are commenting shared, and so we can get your share included in our raffle. And tomorrow we're going to go ahead and close the raffle. So since we're changing the day and time for Lincoln Live, everything shifts a couple days. So we'll talk more about that later. But in any case, that's kind of how that's going to work. So we'll need you to comment shared by noon tomorrow to be entered into the raffle. So
And if people have any questions,
yes.
Don is our public relations officer, and he's the one to contact. His name is on the form, right?
Yes, the name, contact information, everything's on the form. It's also on the website. So again, go to the website. It's LincolnVeteransMemorial.org, and
we're trying to get the local newspapers to join in on the opportunity to promote this thing. So we'll see how that goes. And that's it.
All right. So, any final thoughts? Anything else that you guys want to cover? Or I think we talked about quite a bit.
I can't think of a final way to honor the service of the men and women who gave their time, and in some cases a limb, and in some cases a life, to keep this country free.
Absolutely.
I mentioned at one of the parades, I was the speaker, and I said, war is a miserable thing. It's a lousy way to solve disputes, but it's part of our lives. And you take a 17-year-old boy just out of high school, and you send him to a foreign country. He lands on a beach. He's shooting at somebody. Somebody's shooting at him, and lives are taken on both sides. Yeah. And when you take that life, you take generations, not just that life. You take the children he didn't have. You take the grandchildren, the great-grandchildren. You go back to a soldier who was killed in the Revolutionary War. That soldier died, and that's perhaps 1,000 people now who didn't come into this earth because that soldier died. And he died for freedom. And we want to honor that sacrifice. We want to honor that effort. We want to honor that person. And this is our way of doing that.
Amen.
Well, that's a beautiful testimony, and you're absolutely right. And I also want to thank the three of you, because I understand the three of you have served our country and have protected our freedoms, and certainly that's nothing that we take lightly, and we appreciate all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
And we appreciate you guys for watching. Please do share this video by noon tomorrow. Let us know that you shared by commenting shared below. And we thank you again for watching, and have a great day.
And thank you for having us as your guest.
Absolutely. Thank you
Amen.
for your time.
Hoorah.
Hoorah, yeah.